Love Day 2021. That's what it is, all right. And don't you think right now we need to take a break and kind of celebrate love? I mean, really. I am thinking what the world needs now is, guess what? Love, sweet love. And how are we going to get there? It's been crazy, hasn't it? A year ago on Love Day, we didn't have COVID really looming over us the way we should have known. So we were celebrating big time. But I'm here to tell you, just because we got problems doesn't mean you don't celebrate love. As a matter of fact, every time you've got problems, you got to celebrate love even more. That's why I'm here. Look, if you can't start from love, wherever you're at, you got a problem. So Nettie's here to reinforce Valentine's Day, and I don't care if you think it's a consumer ripoff, whatever. Do what I do. Do the best you can to make your own Valentines or make something for somebody else. Just get off your high horse about Valentine's Day being a consumer day, because so what? Right now people need the jobs. And what we really need is love, sweet love. So find a way to celebrate love like I am. I'm making cards for my family. And I'm going to show you how I do it in a minute. But what I want to do is get serious for just a minute. It's time for you to sit for a moment and get down deep into that core where only love exists. Because, we're made of love. And we go into the world with this love. And it's not to hide from everybody. And it's not to be grumpy and grouchy. It's to be the light and show others how to love. And it's really discouraging, isn't it, when you're trying to be a person of love and all this stuff keeps happening and it makes you just want to be grumpo? Well, just ask Fred. Fred knows how Nettie gets. For a person like me who loves to be the light to the world and to be a first responder in love, there's times when I just have to sit back, put my feet up, and wonder what's going on. It's really, really, really important that we take deep breaths, find our center, find some place to meditate and think about what's really important in the world. None of what's happening is any more than a lesson to teach us that love always has challenges. And we are made to overcome challenges together, as long as we all try to come together from a place of love. That's right. We need to come from a place of love. And unless you've got that, right there, then I'm going to say, sit back a bit until you feel like you can do that. What is your motivation to love others? Is it for power? Is it for fame? Is it for money? Then you have a little more thinking to do. Because you think of the most joyful times in your life, it's usually about being with people you love, singing together and eating together and joking and watching ball games and building houses for Habitat for Humanity, or things that you do in service to others. Just always creates a good, solid foundation of love in your heart. You cannot expect others to love you if you don't love yourself first. Find that love. And in the meantime, here's how you can do it. Spend some time making Valentines for your family. Make one to yourself if you need to. Don't get into a place of resentment because nobody remembers you, or your birthday just happens to be 4 days after Valentine's Day, and sometimes you get one or the other. Well, speaking for myself. So you know what I've always done? If something like that happens, I buy myself a Valentine. I buy myself a birthday card. But I always let Fred know. Guess what? I bought the card you forgot. Well, we joke about it because we do forget sometimes, and it's okay. Find the joy by finding some love for yourself. Now, I'm going to show you how to make these cards. So here we are. I found these wonderful little puzzle things on Amazon, and my initial thought was that I was going to put our pictures on them for our Valentine to our grandchildren. And, well, it didn't work out so well. I painted the picture. I got the picture printed on, and then I used a brayer to get it on there just right. But trying to cut out all these little lines just didn't work. So, bye-bye. Okay, I think what we're going to do is write a little message on here and take it apart, put it back in the envelope, and I'll just print out a little Happy Valentine's Day from Nana and Papa and slip that in. And so in order to get the message, they are going to have to put the puzzle together. So I'm going to start like this. For the little ones that don't read yet, I'm just going to put Happy Valentine's Day. Nana and Papa love you. And I'm going to make this to my brand new baby, dear little Hannah. Hannah. I'll put her name in capital letters. She'll learn those first. Hannah, Nana, and Papa love you. And then I'm doing up permanent markers. I think that's better, always better. Just some little hearts all over the place. A little heart here, and a little heart here, and you know what I'm going to do. Kisses and kisses, kisses and hugs, kisses and hugs. I'm going to put a little surprise on the back. A little surprise on the back. Because, you know, kids are so curious. I'm going to do something in purple, because she and her sister love purple. Peekaboo. Turn me over for lots of love. How fun is that? And we'll do a nice pink heart right here. Okay, now what we just do is we'll just break this up, break this little puzzle up. Right like that. Right like that. And into the envelope that they give you, we'll just put it right back in there. Here we go. There is little Hannah's. Next, I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with the big kids. I just love this. I just love this. And I get them in the mail by 4 o'clock today. They're going to get them on Saturday before Valentine's Day. I'm going to give you an example of what I'm going to do for one of the bigger kids. Let's get this finer tip Sharpie, and I'm going to put Preston. He's my oldest. I'm just going to write a little note. Happy Valentine's Day. See? So all I'm going to do is put it in here. Now watch. Just this one time that I don't want anybody to see this video before Valentine's Day, one of those kids is going to pop it into the TV and watch it. Well, it's okay. If they find out, they'll know it's coming. So there it is, all ready to go. 5 more and I'm done. Now for the big kids. I mean, these cards, I just printed them off of my graphics program. It's not too big a deal. And then I take my bone folder and fold them in half and make a nice crease. But this, for the longest time, since my oldest 41-year-old was a tiny baby, I'd always say, I love you, all around the world. And so I made a graphic that said that and printed that out here. I love you all around the world. That's right. Then I take my little stamp. I've got this little stamp that I made with one of my little machines, and it's my business stamp for cards that I make. So I stamp it with my little logo that I made, and then I sign it. I always sign it. Nettie, 2021. So, you know how we always send things to our children, food and chocolate and cookies and all that. Well, this year I decided to send a family picture from Christmas where we all wore our special masks and, our face masks that really don't show our faces at all, but just our smiles that I printed on masks. And that's going to go into the card, and that's their Valentine. That's their Valentine. Yes, what the world needs now is love, sweet love. And I can't sing this song because I'd have to pay royalties. But, I was going to call this, What's Love Got to Do with It? Well, that kind of is for next year when we're back to thinking Valentine's Day is a consumer thing. What's love got to do with making lots of money? Well, what's love got to do with it? Everything. Everything. It's okay to have one day in honor of love, to remind us, just like Christmas or just like Mother's Day, which, when the younger generation thinks that Mother's Day is all about, having to buy a Hallmark card, well, it's not that. Moms do a lot of work and they've earned it. But no Social Security. Well, that's another lesson. Father's Day. Days where we just sit and think or try to spend the day with somebody, that's what these days were made for, to honor the day. We got to think about that. And we got to put ourselves into really understanding that if we get skeptical and weirded out about things that are happening in the world when it has nothing to do with love, then it's up to us. We'll be held accountable for whether or not we get in and dig in our heels and say, yeah, love is it. Love's got everything to do with it. And it's what we need now. And if we don't have it and don't feel it in our hearts right now, then you better get busy. Nettie's been busy this week because it's been yucky. Is that a word? Well, it is now. The world's really hurting right now. Our country's hurting right now. People are hurting right now. We're in the middle of a pandemic and we have politics that are off the chart. We're hurting. It reminds me of that old, those cartoon characters where they would hit their thumb and it would be throbbing. That'd be the big red thumb that'd be hurting and throbbing and throbbing and throbbing and throbbing and throbbing. Well, that's the world. We're throbbing. We're throbbing. And, it's not just a big old hurt thing. That throbbing comes from a pulsating heart, a beating heart. If we can start to humanize everything, the negative and the positive, and realize we still have a heartbeat. When you hurt that thumb, at least your heart's still beating. You didn't die of a heart attack from the pain. Well, it hurts. We hurt. And as we throb, realize that throbbing is there because we have human hearts that feel the pain of others. And we just happen to be throbbing right now rather than just beating at a steady beat. That means we still have life. If you feel the pain, we still have life. Always remember how much you are loved by your Creator, by your friends, and hopefully by yourself. And that you grow in that love. You don't just stay in one place. You do things that make you feel lovable to yourself. You know, if you're slothing around like Nettie was last week, you end up kind of going, well, what am I doing here? Well, what I'm doing here is trying to create better lives and loving lives for others. And if I'm going to do that, I have to work at that. I have to be here and I have to show up. Just like all of us have a gift, something we need to share. That's what keeps the juice flowing and makes the love come to the top, just like the good cream in a jug of milk. Okay, I'm just going to wish you a happy Valentine's Day and just remember, you can be a first responder in love simply by reaching out to one person. Start with yourself. Give yourself a little Valentine's Day hug. And always remember, Nettie's hugging you from here all the time because Nettie loves you. Bye-bye. I love you. I love you. Bye-bye. If you want to see more of these educational videos from Nettie, if you subscribe, then Nettie will be around for a long time. Well, please subscribe.